Out and about Marathon Town with Mr. Marathon himself, Mike Puto.
Hello everybody, Mike Puto, Mr. Marathon, and we're continuing our Out and About Marathon series with Parks and Recreation. Let's go see what's going on and let's have some fun today. Hello everybody, Mike Puto, Mr. Marathon, and Out and About Marathon Town. And today we're at the Marathon Wild Bird Center. Kelly and her staff take care of all the birds that are brought into them that are injured. They also go out into the field when they get a call that says we have an injured bird at a certain location, and they have people in town that go with her and they pick up the birds and they bring them here so they can be rehabilitated so they can go back out into the wild again. Those birds that cannot be repaired or be fixed are kept here, they're fed here, and they live a great life. Kelly and her staff do a great job, and so today we're going to go and take a look at the hospital and take a look at what Kelly and her team does. Let's go inside, let's have some fun, come on. We're with Kelly Grinter. Kelly is the executive director, founder, you name it, at the Marathon Wild Bird Center here on the Crane Point property in Marathon, right in the middle of the Florida Keys. Kelly, how long have you been doing this?
A long time, Mike. It feels like forever, but it's only been about 16, 17 years.
Oh my goodness gracious. And how many birds have we, or animals have we taken care of? Thousands, millions?
Thousands, thousands. It feels like millions sometimes, but I would say if we had to tally up over the 17 years, we are probably looking at 12 to 15,000 birds.
That's amazing.
With a few other small native animals, raccoons, snakes, bats thrown in there.
That's unbelievable. How do people get involved with the Wild Bird Center here?
Well, we have the people who come to us because they've rescued an animal. Sometimes people rescue an animal and they're just so into what happened that they want to partake, so we take them on as volunteers. We use volunteers to rescue animals. Some volunteers only go out and rescue animals, Mike. It's pretty cool. They get really good at it. They don't like coming back empty-handed. Then we have volunteers who come in and tend to the birds. They help us with cleaning pens, but they also help with medical procedures. Then we have volunteers who want to do fundraising. We have volunteers who want to run errands, you name it. People want to do a little bit of everything. So we kind of find a niche for each person who's interested.
Well, that's amazing, and you keep them involved by doing that.
That's the way it works. That's the way it works.
Now, do we have, for example, if you get a call that a bird is injured and needs to be rescued, on this list of volunteers, you have a call-down list that you can call XYZ and say, I need you to go here to pick up a bird?
Yesterday, I think I called about 5 people 2 different times trying to find somebody who was available. Obviously, people are sometimes out of town or they're in the middle of something, but then eventually you reach somebody who can go out and get that bird.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, we go down the list, and I tell them that they're number 4 or 5. And, you know, we don't have them tell us why they can't do it. We just say, that's great, we just got to move on, because sometimes these birds are in the middle of the highway.
Right, no, well exactly. You know, or for example, you might pick one up, for example, like it's a Braille Country Club or Key Conley Beach Golf Course, or, you know, a bird may be injured, who knows from what reason.
That's right.
But they'll see them, and somebody will see this bird and say, oh, it's on the ground, it's here at such and such a place, and
that's right.
You have to move as fast as you can so that the bird hopefully
is still there.
They're number one, but also be able to be salvaged and be taken care of. That's what's
Absolutely.
good. Because just like a human, you got to take care of them fast. Otherwise, next thing you know, if you can save them, it's great. If not, then they go in the cage and they won't be able to be out in the open
That's
anymore.
right. The sooner the better. We are most importantly, we are a hospital. We take in injured birds, we treat them for their injuries, and if they can be released back to the wild, that is our goal. We want everybody to go back to the wild where they belong. If they can't, then we're selective because we can't keep everybody. We would love to, but some of the birds just don't want to be captive birds. Some birds make absolutely wonderful educational animals. I believe you've already met some of them today.
Oh, yes.
Maybe Oliver, our osprey, who was hit by an airplane at the Marathon Airport.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he was. I actually went out on the runway and picked him up myself. He was very mild-mannered, so we were able to keep him for an education bird. Some ospreys are very high-strung, and they wouldn't be good in that position with people coming in and learning more about ospreys by looking at this one bird. We have a wonderful red-shouldered hawk. You probably saw her. She's absolutely beautiful. She was electrocuted. It was 3 days after she got here before we knew what was wrong with her. She had looked perfectly fine. She checked out perfectly fine, but there's a reason why one of our volunteers was able to go catch her on a boat. They don't usually, and 3 days later, the tissue on her wing slothed off, and we knew that she was non-releasable. She was trained to be glove trained, and now we take her out to all the events throughout Marathon.
No, that's awesome, because we've seen, you know, at the different events, you know, for example, that you were over at the City of Marathon's birthday party, they come to the Seafood Festival,
Yep,
and we
absolutely.
go to the different schools, and the thing that I think is really neat is your blind pelican.
Betsy, our blind pelican, who we've had for almost 10 years, Mike.
Amazing.
10 years that bird has been with us. She is almost 100% blind. People ask all the time how she got blind. We don't know. We don't always know how they got hurt. They're not talking. We wish they would, but she didn't tell what happened to her. We found her on a dock in Grassy Key. The people who saw her there one day went to Miami, spent the night, came back the next day, bird still on the dock. They called the rescuer. I sent one of my new guys who wasn't very good at catching birds. He was so proud of himself when he got back. And he's like, I caught her right on the edge of the water. He puts her down. She starts to circle. That tells us she has a vision problem.
Amazing.
3 veterinarians took a look at her. There was no injury to her eye. We cannot explain to this day how she became blind, but she is one of the most gentlest birds we have. And as you've probably done yourself, you can feel her soft feathers when she's
beautiful.
in her playpen every time we take her somewhere. So.
Well, especially what's great about it is that when you go to these events, you know, not only the adults, but to watch the little children, you know, come up and, you know, and the way your staff handles the pelican, and they say, now be gentle when you touch them, and, you know, don't grab them by the neck and do all, you know, because the kids get excited.
They haven't done that,
yeah, exactly. The kids get all excited, but it's amazing how to watch them at these events, how they handle the bird, and then as they grow up, they'll respect the animals a lot more.
Absolutely. And it's quite interesting to watch the adults. They want to touch. They don't get to touch pelicans, so they want to touch too.
That's amazing.
It is.
But, you know, I know one of the things that we have with the Florida Keys Electric Co-op is that a lot of times when we get a glitch in the power system, you know, it has been caused by, for example, a while back we had an osprey that was carrying 5 foot of trap rope. So he grabs it and he's starting to fly, but the osprey doesn't know that there are the wires.
Right.
And next thing you know, he hits the top wire, we get a glitch. Thank goodness the bird wasn't electrocuted, but he was very lucky, because normally that's a grounding system.
Yeah.
And we see that, you know, we see that when the birds come in, but they don't know that the wires are there. And I know that the co-op works with putting the buoys up and everything to try to let the birds see what's going on, because, you know, we want to be a team player and do the right thing. And there are times where we get a call from you all, hey, we got line in the wires, and we go take the line out. So, you know, the co-op is very big in working, you know, with your agency here.
They are. They've always been cooperative. If there's a bird that's still alive up on the line, they'll get there right away and get it down for us, and maybe we can fix it. Absolutely.
It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. But, you know, this is really a beautiful area. Look at this. We got a sunshiny day. The water is calm.
Blue skies.
You know, this is huge. And you really all do a phenomenal job here with the birds. Now, if you can tell us just real quickly, how do people get involved by calling, a mailing address, donation? How can they get involved with you?
Of course, like everybody, we have a website, which is very simple. It's www.marathonwildbirdcenter.org. We have a phone number that, Mike, get this, we answer it 24/7.
Oh boy.
There's no voice menu to go through and get lost in and get frustrated by. If I can't answer the phone, or one of my volunteers can't answer it directly, it does go to voicemail, but we call you right back. And that number is 305-743-8382. A lot of people don't give you those zip codes, or area code, I'm sorry.
Sure.
But you need that, because everybody's got their cell phones.
That's right.
So they, you know, you can't just say 743-8382 anymore. You have to put that area code in front of it. Obviously, we are now on Facebook. We post an update every day, or almost every day, of the patients that come in, the patients that we've been talking about that have been released, photographs whenever possible. The number 743-8382, that's the number you want to call, whether it's for an injured bird, if you're interested in volunteering, if you want to make a donation, any of that. That's one number, and that's number, this is the trick part, Mike. It's listed under Marathon Wild Bird Center.
Okay.
People are always looking in the phone book under Wild Bird, and they're like, I couldn't find you. I had to go to the 3 sources. Marathon Wild Bird Center.
Don't forget that. Kelly, tell us where you're located.
Oh, Mike, we couldn't be more centrally located in Marathon. We are at mile marker 50, right at Crane Point Hammock. We have been here for, what did I say, almost 16, 17 years. And they've been wonderful landlords. They give us this beautiful chunk of land to use, and we have all of our habitats. You come through the museum at Crane Point Hammock, you pay your little admission fee, but you get so much for that. It's 64 acres. There's, I don't know, miles of nature trails, all kinds of animals to see that are just flying around or crawling around, and then there's the bird center. So you couldn't get a better place in Marathon.
Well, it fits right into the, you know, what Crane Point is all about.
Absolutely, all natural.
And this is the place that you want to help, okay? I mean, we have the Dolphin Research Center, we have the Marathon Wild Bird Center, we have the Turtle Hospital. They all take care of different kind of animals. And it's amazing, because everybody needs that help and needs that care, and all 3 of those agencies do a phenomenal job. Kelly, we can't thank you enough for this interview today. You're a great person, baby.
You.
We love you to death. Until next time, everybody, this is unbelievable. You got to come see this place. You got to come.